What's going on, guys? Before we go ahead and start this review, let's just do a quick sound test outside. I'm recording this audio after editing the video, and I just wanted to apologize in advance for the bad lighting. The lighting does get better a couple minutes in, though. What is going on, you guys? Today I'm going to be bringing you a review of the BRS Hybrid Rep. Hopefully from the opening of this video you guys can tell that I got a new mic. I was going through some of my old videos and I realized the quality wasn't too good in my voice. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys do enjoy the audio better, be sure to drop a like down below, and let's go ahead and hop into this review. So I've had both of these for approximately, I would say, like 3 months or so, and both of them have been a joy to flip. I bought a Untitled Hybrid Rep, which right now actually has hammer scales on it. Then a couple months after I bought that, I bought the Alt Hybrid Rep just to kind of see how the blades how the blades make the balance different and how they flip. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the specs. I'm going to toss this up on the screen. I'm not going to spend too much time on the specs. If you guys do want to kind of read through them, go ahead and hit pause on the video. But yeah, the overall length is 10 inches. The blade length is 4.5. Cutting edge is 4.25. The blade material is a 154 cm. The handle material is titanium, as the scales are under it. The handle length is 5.5 inches, and the handle thickness is 0.52 inches, and the weight is 5.9. So let's go ahead and get into flipping this. The weight on this is a little heavier. It's 5.9 ounces. One thing that I always tell people is you have to be careful whenever you're solely looking at a weight of a knife, because the weight on a knife really depends on the balance. If the balance is kind of wonky on it, it can make a 5.9 ounce knife feel a lot heavier than what it actually is. And whenever you're flipping this, I mean, you can tell it's heavy, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's almost 6 ounces. It doesn't feel like you're flipping a brick. And I think it's just because the way that they did the titanium in the handles, the balance they gave it by giving it the cutouts and the amount that they did. I really haven't used this too much for cutting, so if you guys want a EDC review, this isn't really going to be it. I will say it does have a 154 cm blade, and a lot of knife nuts or knife heads know that 154 cm is a pretty good blade still. I mean, it's a decently hard blade still. It has a good edge retention, and yeah, it's pretty rust resistant. So as far as the EDC review goes, that's kind of going to be it on that. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the flipping on this. So for flipping, both of these flip awesome. This one, of course, flips different right now because it has the hammer scales on it, so we're kind of going to ignore that one. But yeah, for rollovers, the weight on the handles make rollovers feel really easy on this. The balance helps maintain momentum through rollovers, and honestly, this thing is a joy to flip. Rollovers feel super easy. Fanning also feels really easy. It's very, very little effort. I was kind of shocked with how well this fans. Going into choker fanning, kind of the same deal. The little cutouts on the end of the handles do provide a little bit of grip for choker fans, and it kind of lets you know where you are on the knife, so that's always nice. For aerials, I don't do too many aerials, so I can't really go too much into that. For basic aerials, I mean, it feels good. It's predictable. It's not like you're going to catch it in a different spot every time. If you're good at aerials, I'm sure you're going to do fine with this. Yeah, I'll add in videos kind of in there of me flipping and doing like rollovers and fans and whatnot. Let's go ahead and get into the quality control on this, because this has kind of been a hot topic with the hybrid reps. I'm not too sure if the reps have been like this, but the hybrid reps, there's been a big divide in people getting some that have perfect tolerances. For instance, here is my Tanto hybrid rep, and it has no tap, very little play, no tap, very little play. And the alt rep is kind of the same when it comes to play. It has a tiny, it has a slight more amount of play, however you want to say that. But one thing I will say, I bought this one straight from BRS, and when it came in as expected, no tap, no play. And yeah, just kind of the quality you would expect out of a $420 knife. This one I bought off Instagram, and I knew getting it that it had a little bit of tap, so I don't feel as though I was, done wrong or anything. However, if I would have bought this knife actually from BRS and it had tap, hopefully you guys can hear this. I'll get closer to this mic too. It does have a slight amount of tap, and it actually is wearing a spot in the blade right there. Not too sure if you guys can see that. It was actually worse, but I just kind of put a little bit of oil on it. Kind of put some elbow grease in there, and it did come off quite a bit, but it does still have a blade rub spot. And honestly, if I would have got this knife straight from BRS, I would have emailed them and asked if I could send it back and have them retune it, because whenever you crank down the handles all the way on this, it still has tap. Like, this is completely cranked down, and in my opinion, whenever you get a bushing knife, if it's something that's meant to be high quality and kind of higher end, you should expect that to be tuned. Like, you should expect it to be tuned to the point to where there should be no tap. I think with this, I could probably take it out, tune the bushing. It's just honestly something that I don't want to put the time into. Anyone that's tuned bushings before knows that it can be a pretty big pain, and just buying a knife from the actual manufacturer and having to put work into it to make it how it should be meant, in my opinion, is unacceptable. Hopefully BRS fixes this in the future. If anybody from BRS is watching this video, I still like your guys' knife company. I'll still continue to buy knives from you guys. However, this is an issue that does need addressed. With all that being said, I do still really like the hybrid reps, and I recommend them if you can find them for a decent price. I've seen these on Instagram sell for anywhere from like $400 to $440, and in my opinion, shipped, that's reasonable, because if you do buy it from BRS, you're going to have to pay for shipping. But one good thing with buying something off of Instagram is you know what you're getting in this case, and it's kind of sad to say that you could buy two knives from BRS you could buy the exact same knife. One of them comes in, has no tap, and the other one comes in, has tap, and it just makes it less desirable. It makes it less sought after and kind of harder to sell, because when people are looking for these knives, they specifically want ones that have no tap. But with all that being said, this thing is still an awesome knife. I do still recommend it. The texture on the handles feels pretty good. And I have really, other than the quality control issues, I really don't have any complaints with this. I did hear people say that the hardware on these are different than a typical rep, which would make sense, because getting these hammer scales on to the point to where everything was flush, fitted right, and the hardware was torqued was definitely a journey. But yeah, overall, I do still recommend the hybrid reps. It's just, honestly, I would get them secondhand and confirm you're going to get one without tap. But with all that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to hit subscribe, comment down below. And with all that being said, you guys take it easy. One quick thing I forgot to mention, if you guys made it this far in the video, most of BRS knives come in a little carry case. The carry cases are pretty nice. If you guys have watched the unboxing videos, or if you guys own any, you already know what these are. This one just has the bag in it because it has the latch and the hardware. But typically they just come with a nice little carry case. It does have another piece of foam. I just took it out for the sake of this video. They come with a sticker, BRS business card, warranty card, whatever you want to call it, and a nice little microfiber cloth. So that is a good touch. But yeah, with all that being said, once again, you guys take it easy.